Is there anything that sticks out most in your mind months later now or that did at the time?
Yeah, a couple things defensively off. I mean, when you stop the run, um, they're really good. So we got to do that. Got a kid, your quarterback Mendoza. I feel like is overlooked for how good he is at scrambling at times, getting out of the pocket. So we can just do our job.
Bryce, I'm curious just kind of what the days are. We talked after JMU about the concussion, how that was kind of the psychological impacts. I'm curious after a shutout where the defense gets, what's kind of the response to that, and kind of how do you kind of keep yourself pushing?
I mean, we had a really good game. I think it just obviously gives you confidence, and you can't get complacent with that confidence. Is that Indiana is going to be a way better team than Tech. Tech was a good team, but Indiana's better. At this point, it's win or go home. So we're pumped for the opportunity.
Third row, Matt.
That this team's drastically different from when you played Indiana the first. Where do you feel like your defense has improved or changed since that matchup?
I feel like we've sewn some things up within our defense. Right as we played, installed some new defenses that we're still working the kinks out of, and now I'd say we're actually everyone knows their job, in and out, and we've had a lot of reps at it.
Fourth row, Owen.
Bryce, just feels like people say it's really hard to beat a team twice. Can you just break down what it actually means? Like, what makes it so hard to beat a team twice?
Yeah, I mean, I think, obviously that if I know teams have been beaten twice, and sometimes happen. I don't know. I think Indiana's a good team, and a good team, and the better team's gonna win. So
Back right.
Speaking of narratives, obviously you guys are, one win away from clinching a spot in the national championship as a kid from Eugene that's, watched the Ducks and assuming, a couple of times in that moment. What does that mean for you to have an opportunity where you're away from getting an opportunity to play in the national championship game yourself?
yeah, I mean, Zara's a pretty rare opportunity. There's 4 teams left. Pretty surreal, but I'll be happy once win. Honestly, I'm head down, focused on the task at hand, but it's a cool opportunity.
Stay in the back, Olivia.
Dante Moore said the first time around, he maybe was in his head a little bit, made the game bigger than what it is against Indiana. One, did you share that sentiment? And two, how are you going, using the stakes of the game to motivate you without letting it impact you mentally in a negative way?
Yeah, I mean, I've played in a lot of big games in my career, whether it be football or baseball. So I feel like I do a pretty good job at handling the magnitude of the game. At the end of the day, it's a football game, and game every day in practice, and we've been in some pretty dang big games throughout the year, and so it's just another game. But obviously it's winter, so I'm pumped for that aspect.
Back left, Jack.
How much of what you know from what you've seen from Indiana back in October from playing against them, how much of that game goes into playing them in the playoffs, or is it totally different now?
Yeah, I definitely play. I mean, obviously they're not a new team, but an evolved team, and so I think more so just kind of correcting our errors and where we went first game, just doing some self scout and recognizing that because they may try to again in this next game, but yeah, it comes into play a little bit, but we all do film because they're an evolved team.
On the left.
I'm interested to know some of the ways specifically that this team has been able to kind of gel together, even at the end of the season with these long road trips. I mean, now back to the East Coast coming up.
It's always cool when you get to spend some time together. Obviously, most of the time we're spending time together. It's pretty locked in at the task at hand. So try to not spend a whole lot of time talking about other stuff other than football. There are those times on the plane or in the hotel room when you have some downtime that you can together and bond. So it's been fun.
Just a heads up, if you're on the Zoom and you question, raise your hand, or you also need to turn on your camera. Right, you mentioned the defense and things since you last played them. I'm not going to ask you to get on a dry erase board to break down cloud for 6 for 7 for the layperson, but you threw a lot of different coverages that you guys hadn't used a lot of or at all. Can you explain to fan how that can confuse a quarterback and what that might offer you?
Yeah, I mean, you can't be the same team every time you play another team. Just scout you, and they'll know what you're in every single time. Obviously, it's when you got to do your assignment, play hard. At the end of the day, the team that plays the hard and does their assignment is going to win. But some variables, throwing some new things at a team, is definitely important, which I'm sure Indiana, when they come out, they probably aren't going to do everything we've seen on film. They'll have some new wrinkles. That's the exciting part about football.
We're going to go to the Zoom. Dan Tortora.
Bryce, just to look back at your game individually as well as the defense as a whole, when you do look at those things that have gotten better, where you have excelled and you've grown, what have you seen from yourself personally as well as overall as a defense that's going to be better this time around?
So just doing our job within our defense, honestly. I mean, in the past Indiana game, I had a couple, mental errors where I didn't necessarily do in the body of the defense, and same goes for other guys on our team. So I think just and then better understanding our opponent, having a better game plan going into the game. So yeah.
Stay on the Zoom. Jeff.
Yeah, I'm curious your take as somebody against Indiana's offensive line. They've gotten a lot of praise, but players' view, like what makes them good? What are the challenges they present?
Yeah, they're smart, fast, and physical. I know, like up front in their run game, they play physical and they do their job. Unblock hats. I know in the screen game they get out and they're elite, kind of retracing and blocking for their receivers in the screen game. Present in our last game, so we've done a lot of screen retrace drills. Yeah, they play well together and they do their job.
Time for two more. Eric.
Bryce, the first game felt like maybe an inflection point for obviously a reset. You guys go on, don't lose again. I'm curious, kind of what did that game how did that reset you guys and kind of push you to the rest of the season?
Yeah, I'm a believer everything happens for a reason. I think we needed that to kind of wake us up. Obviously, we came off a big Penn State win and kind of thought we were, cool going into that week and pretty confident and got a little lackadaisical with our prep, I think. So it was a good wake-up call. And, I think the rest of the season leading up to this good testament to the way we responded to that loss.
I lied. That was good. Thanks.
Thanks, Doc. See you guys. Appreciate it.
Second row with Eric.
Dylan, I'll ask you. I just asked Bryce. So just kind of what did the first game do in terms of maybe kind of a reset or reminder of kind of what the standard is here? Obviously, not a loss since.
Yeah, I kind of just do what you say. It was a reset. Just showed us like we got to bring it off. We can't let the foot off the gas. And then I think it was just a reminder to play to our standard and how we need to finish things.
Third row. Matt, did you have one?
Kind of along those same lines. Where do you feel like this team secondary defensively has grown and improved since that game, this rematch?
I think just patient and working on the same page. Like there's some other plays in that first game that we played against them where we were kind of hurting ourselves, either like getting out or not having proper fits. But I think we've cleaned a lot of that stuff up, so you better.
First row, James.
You guys threw a lot of coverages at Tech that you either hadn't done a lot of or at all during the season. I don't need you to break it all down, Dylan, but how do you think that affected back, and what does changing coverages at this time in the season do to confuse a quarterback potentially this week as well?
Yeah, I think it's a special part of our defense is that we can switch up like what we're playing each game that we come to. So teams don't really know what to expect. So we play different cover for this, different that. But I think it just teams on their toes and makes them react instead of like be prepared.
Down on the left, fourth row, Owen.
Just curious, what are the factors that go into making it so hard to beat a team? Like faster pattern recognition? Is it something else?
I'm sorry, start again.
Yeah, what are the factors that just go in? Like everybody's saying, like, oh, it's really hard to beat a team twice. What is that? Like, what makes it hard to beat a team twice on the field? Like, what happens?
I'd say a lot of the habits and patterns. Teams really try to break that, but you kind of get a feel for how an offensive coordinator might call a game or how players might run their routes or do certain things, and it really just comes to who can adapt and who can just play off of it.
Back right, Britt.
Dylan, you guys have obviously had some pretty great defensive performances this season, but what you guys were able to do last week, obviously, it felt like something new. It felt like it all just kind of fit together. How important was it to have a game like that defensively heading into them against Indiana? Do you feel like you guys are where you want to be heading into right now?
I do think we are where we want to be. I know Lanning, coming into the playoffs, he did a lot of research into like March Madness, how they have the big playoff and at the right time. And I think as a defense, we're starting to hit that peak.
We're going to the Zoom. Fox 59.
Hey, Dylan. Just you being a state of Indiana guy, what will it mean to go against the Hoosiers on you have those family connections to Purdue. Is it hard to see Indiana University have the success that they've had over the last 2 years?
I mean, proud for what they've done, but definitely have feelings about the game and that team and stuff. So excited to get out there.
Staying on the Zoom, Dan.
Dylan, up against their wide receivers, obviously recently this season, say about the receiving core of Indiana and just what that test was like as you get set for it again.
I'd say that they're very good. They got Surratt, they got the slot, and then AD also starting to come on later in the season. So they got some size, they got some length for they build, and then they're good at kind of just hitting all areas of the zone. I think Mendoza is very efficient. He can scramble when he needs to.
Staying on the Zoom, Dana. Turn your camera as well, please.
Yep. Dylan, a lot's been made about the calendar these days, and you transferred, obviously. What's the hardest thing as a transfer? I don't mean football, academically, socially, when you're trying to adjust all that stuff kind of on the fly?
I think just the speed at what it happens. Like the transfer portal is just like recruiting out of high school, but it just happens within a process. So the speed and the flow, and then you just change environments really quick. Just being able to, I guess, adapt.
Right, left, James.
Peyton and Zach about play throughout the course of the season, but if you guys have to lean on them a bit more in this game, what do they each bring to the table, and how confident are you in each of them if they have to step into that spot?
So I'm very confident in them. They've been preparing all season, like they've been out there. I trust both their abilities. They've shown it in practice. They've shown what they can do. They prepare the right way. So if they get out there, like I trust them to do their job.
Second row, Eric.
Dan said and Kurt said that both you guys are as teams is a little different than the first meeting. Can you speak to some things that maybe you've noticed that feel different either on Oregon or Indiana side?
I think just we both grown as like the seasons go on. Like as you play more games and play the coverage is more, just plays more snaps. Like you get more comfortable, and then teams start to change throughout the season. So it's just, as I said earlier, like peaking at the right time. So I think this will be a really good matchup.
Third row, Matt.
Was made about Brandon's production, obviously, rightfully so. But can you speak to just Flowers playing next to him and how helping you?
Yeah, I mean, me and him, like we're roommates. Like the night before, like games when we go travel, like we always room together. And then just me and him just talking and communicating. Like we're always talking off the field. We're talking off the field. Just being able to play off him and trusting him on the other has just been a huge factor. And we play off each other, we communicate, and I trust him back, and he trusts me to have his.
Back to the Zoom, Kyle.
Hey, Dylan. What have any connections on that side of things with IU as far as former teammates or friends? Also, just what's it kind of been like as an in-state guy seeing IU kind of through these last couple of years?
Yeah, I had a few guys on that team, but just come on. I think you know how I feel about them. Don't need to say it.
In the back, Brett.
Dylan, I asked this of Bryce, but obviously, for you as a transfer, right, you came with a purpose of being in moments and spots like this, knowing that obviously you one win away from being in the national championship game. I just wonder, what does it mean to you to be here in this moment, to be playing in the Peach Bowl and the college football playoff semifinals?
say is very special. It is a moment I hoped for when I first came here, and then just to see it come true, is very special and extremely grateful to be in this position.
Front row, James.
Is there anything from the first match at Dillon that with you a lot in the days thereafter, or now 2.5 months later, specific, like the Thomas Green play in particular, or anything else?
Nothing too specific, just overall, just kind of. I think he just stuck with everyone. Just remind how we need to play. Like if we don't bring it, then any team can beat us in season. And then just now going to postseason, it's a home.
That's good. Thanks, Dylan.
Thanks, man.
Months later.
I mean, it just felt bad losing, especially at home. That's what it sits with me the most.
Third row, Matt.
Your coaches have talked about how this team is since that meeting. Where do you feel like this defense has improved, grown? Where is this team different from that last time?
I feel like we just don't make as much mental mistakes, and we have just a better game plan towards each game now than we did like last time we played them.
Back right, Brett.
You talked about how much that loss to Indiana hurt earlier this season. Just more hungry are you guys just to get the opportunity to face them again? And what does it kind of look like in Bragging to have an opportunity like that?
I mean, we're just super hungry now. I mean, this is a good opportunity for us to just try to just get back. You know what I mean? Because that loss felt horrible, especially at Autzen.
We need to move a little faster here. James.
How do you think the variety of coverages that you guys used against Tech confused their quarterback, and what being able to do that as a defense this deep in the season, how that might affect an opposing quarterback again like this week?
I feel like that made it like just hard to read our defense. You know what I mean? He couldn't get it off after his first read. I think we're in one coverage more than another. So I feel like that really helped us win that game and just helped them shut them down.
Second row, Eric.
Couple of your teammates have said that the first game maybe as just a reminder of the standard, maybe as a, not that the loss was a blessing, but that reminder can be. Can you speak to just kind of what that means for you individually, just what that game 3 months meant?
Oh yeah, I mean, I just that game just showed us that like before the game, I mean, we were undefeated. So I mean, that game really taught us a lot because we thought we couldn't get beat, and then we found by a really good team. So then that opened our eyes and made us learn a lot of stuff that we didn't know we had to improve on.
Fourth row, left side.
What's it been like over the past couple of weeks, especially with the trip to Miami and now a trip to Atlanta, to be able to spend all this time with especially guys that you might not be playing with next year, like Dylan?
I mean, it feels great. You know what I mean? Like, cherish my time with them. You know what I mean? It's like Dylan might not be here next year. Jaden won't be here. I mean, it just helps our bond grow closer as the season comes to an end.
We're going to go to the Zoom. Dan.
Aaron, just looking at this team as a whole, just what you've seen defensively that has grown the most, that you really feel like isn't going to be the same from that last game against Indiana. Where has this team excelled?
Like just our game plan, really. I just feel like we had a better game plan right now. Last game, I feel like we weren't prepared as much for some of their play as we are this year. For this game.
Zoom, Dana.
Aaron, you decided to come to college early and give up the second half of your high school year. What did you gain from that as a football player, and what did you kind of as a high school kid?
I feel like I didn't miss that much in high school. Like the only thing you're really missing out on is just maybe prom your senior year. But like it helps you gain a lot in football knowledge and get your body ready for college football, as it's like a bigger jump playing against 25-year-olds compared to playing against 16 and 15-year-olds.
On the left, third row, Matt.
You went from redshirting last season to starting this year. How did that year help you, and how do you feel like just your progression has consistently gotten better and better this season as well?
I feel like just I just feel like I've developed better mentally and physically. I feel like I'm ready to play in college now, and then over the course of the season, I improved a lot. I'm still not where I need to be at, but I feel like overall, I feel like my progression has grown a lot through the season.
Front row, left side, James.
What does Peyton bring at the deep safety spot with you and Dylan, and what does Zach bring at the nickel spot?
Peyton, I mean, he brings a lot of just range, and he's a really vocal leader, great tackler. I just feel super comfortable playing out there. Like, man, he's just man of the game. He knows every position, our safety, boundary safety, field safety. He's really quick, really good man coverage. I feel like they bring a lot to the team.
Anything else? Alec on the left side.
Yeah. How much has Dylan helped all new starters in the secondary? How much just helped stabilize this group throughout the year, and how much have you learned from him?
I mean, he helped us stabilize a lot. I mean, he's the leader of our defense, basically. I look up to him a little bit, you know what I mean, because he's gonna be a high draft pick, you know what I mean. I want to do the same thing he wants to do. So I just feel like his communication, the way he role models coming here super early, leaving here super late, studying the playbook, knowing all the plays. I feel like he just does a lot to improve our defense.
Anything else? All right. Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hello, Mateo. Hello. Questions? Start right here, front left with James.
A non-football question for you, Mateo, because I know how into thrifting you are. Since mom opened up her shop, how have you had a chance to go down there and just when that's something that you two have in common? What's that been like last couple?
Essentially like officially open, I haven't been down there yet, so no, but like during the summer, I was helping her just get stuff and just helping her get set up and stuff. But yeah, I mean it's definitely cool.
Second row, Eric.
After the JMU win, a lot of discussion about kind of needing to play better. What's the conversation when you shut out? I don't know, the defense not say it played perfect, but plays maybe its best game of the season.
I mean, just looking back, like we already played this team when we lost. And it wasn't but just talk about what it takes to win this game. You can't take the poisonous pill of success. But I mean, yeah, just talking about like what we have to do to win and just like how much does it mean if we lose or out of the season.
Third row.
Your team's obviously different from the last time you played Indiana. Where do you feel like up front defensively as a unit too? Where has that growth happened?
You talking about like, yep. I mean, I think we definitely become sure up front. Like trusting the defense team. Not trying to do our own thing. And I think attacking the ball is like one of the main things we've improved at. Like in the front and the backers and in the back end. But definitely attacking the ball, just playing more relentless, more physical.
Back right, Brett.
When you guys pitch a shutout like you did against Texas Tech last week, how much of that is a confidence booster heading into this weekend? Do you feel like you guys right now defensively as a unit are hitting your stride and where you want to be heading into this game?
I mean, yeah. I mean, looking back, it's definitely cool to watch the film and be like, there's a few plays where we could have done better, but like overall, like we dominated them, and that is cool to watch. But at the same time, we are playing. This is the best team in the country, so this last week it kind of stayed there, and now we're just focused on Indiana.
Staying in the back, Olivia.
last season it was a rematch with State in the playoffs. This season, another rematch, but with Indiana this time. This time you guys are on the other side. You guys lost the first matchup. Do you think guys extra firepower going into this one with a chip on your shoulder as you having to maintain a standard that you played at earlier in the season?
I say yeah. I know the guys wanna like they're eager to play this game, hungry game. You know, has to get back, but at the same time, Indiana's grown too as a team. You got to realize that. So yeah.
Back left, Aaron.
Hey, Mateo, can you give me your impression, Zeke, as both a teammate and a player?
We came in the same class. And we did. I think we did a lot of stuff. We were in the same lifting groups and stuff coming in. So I'd say from the start, definitely not a talkative guy, but I think just his presence alone, and just how he carries himself. I would say he's definitely a good leader and one of the main leaders on our team. Just leads by example all the time, and just shows up when he needs to show up. Yeah.
Second row on the left, Eric.
First meeting, big part kind of leading into it was just trying to get after Fernando, maybe speed him up a little. If you guys feel like you succeeded in that or not, how much is that a focal point in this one?
Yeah, you always want to get pressure on the quarterback. I would definitely say, I would definitely say Mendoza. I would say he's like the most like athletic. He's not like the Washington quarterback where he's like this guy's freaking running all over the place. But I will say I think he's one of the best scramblers in the country, just as far as decision making. So I think just having a good cage and caging him in that pocket and pushing that pocket is definitely important.
We're gonna go to the Zoom, Dan.
Mateo, when you look at your story and getting to Oregon and everything that it took to get to where you are right now and to be standing in this moment with 4 teams left, what can you say about that personal journey and what you've learned and kind of going through adversity to be in a place where you're one step out of a national championship?
Yeah, growing up, like this is kind of what you wanted as a kid, is what you want to play for. Has to play in the semifinal game and then potentially playing in the next game. It's like this dream of so. I'm pretty sure everybody on the team is excited. I know everybody on the team is excited, but it means a lot. It definitely means a lot. Yeah.
Anything else? All right. Thank you, Mateo.